Hey guys, it's Bella, and we're back with Mild Behavior. I'm sorry I'm late again. I keep showing up late, and it's because I keep going home for the weekend back to LA, which I didn't do for a large part of the start of school. But the reason I was in LA, or the reason I was late today, is because I had the privilege of interviewing two of my friends for the show, and it was really amazing. Um, it was a really enjoyable experience. I think I don't think last time we were in here, we didn't know the results of the election yet. We didn't know what would happen, and now we do. We do. We know that Donald Trump is going to be in office again, which, if you couldn't tell, or if you're a first time listener, I hate that motherfucker. I hate him so much. I hate everything he stands for. I hate that we're putting a racist, homophobic, misogynistic asshole in office again, but it's America, so I'm honestly not shocked. But I had the privilege today of interviewing two of my friends, Maya and Janami. I have known Maya for a very long time. We went to middle and high school together. So I've known her since we were 11 years old. We both came there in sixth grade, and we're both 21 now. So that is 10 years of friendship. She's an amazing woman. She goes to Howard University. And I was also able to interview her friend Janami, who I don't even know when I started to know Janami, because she was always just there. And she was best friends in high school with my best friend from elementary school, and then she was also best friends with Maya, and she's also amazing, and I got to interview her as well. The reason I wanted to do this is I saw Maya was coming home for the weekend. She posted that her and Janami were coming home, and I was like, hey girl, first of all, miss you, would love to see you. Second of all, I would love to interview you for my radio show, because as much as I thought this would be a fun little giggly, silly podcast, it has turned into me talking about issues I see in the world a lot. And as a woman, there's a lot of things I can talk about, but at the end of the day, I am very, very white, which makes me extremely privileged. And there's only so much stuff I can talk about on a personal level. So I wanted to interview Maya and Janami because they go to HBCUs, and I wanted to get their perspective on everything going on as two Black American women. And I think it went really well. We talked about a lot of different things, and I'm really excited to have you guys hear it, because I think it's really important to get perspectives. And also, just I feel like so often people don't realize how privileged they are, and we talked about that too, with being white. There's just so many other things that when you're not white, you need to think about on the daily. And when you are, there's things that I go about in my everyday life that are things I don't even consider. And Maya was saying well, I'll let you guys listen. It speaks for itself. And I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm live streaming right now, but because everything's pre-recorded, I'm gonna be pretty much just doing work on my laptop during this. So I also hope you can hear me on the live stream. I really hope so. Mike, can you hear me, girl? Because I emailed the teacher and he said he fixed it, so I think it's fixed. But hopefully you guys can hear me. If you can't, you can definitely hear me on the Chapman Radio app. But yeah, the interview is about I think an hour and 10 minutes. It's a little bit longer than this show's supposed to be, and I also started late. But I think it's definitely worth listening to, because I think it's important to get different perspectives and see how putting someone in office who is so racist, how that is affecting people of color, like from a firsthand perspective. Because as much as you can read online, it's a lot different hearing someone's actual story from them. But yeah, I have the story pulled up on Google Drive right here. Let's see if you guys can. No, don't go into full screen, Streamlabs. Let's see if you guys can hear this. Sometimes Google Drive is like weird with audio, so I'm just gonna keep my microphone on. Oh wait, okay, you can hear it. So I will hold on to you guys the interview. I hope you enjoy. I hope people learn something from this because I think it's really important. It's also being a liberal going to a school in a red county. It's a weird thing, and I feel like I can't talk about the way I feel a lot because it's looked down upon because everyone around me has different views. So it was nice to be able to talk with two people who have similar it's not even like views, like morals. Like politics is a lot about morals right now. So it was nice being able to talk to people about that. But I bestow on you the interview. We also just talked about like some dumb shit at the start. So enjoy that. I hope you guys like it. And thank you, Maya and Janami, so much for doing this. You guys, I posted their Instagrams on mine. My Instagram's at Bella Bernhardt. My last name's spelled BERNHARDT. I had to tell you that because I'm fucking shadow banned again on Instagram. So you have to type in my entire username for me to come up right now. But yeah, check them out. They're amazing. Love them so much. So smart, so educated, amazing people who actually know what's going on with politics and how it is going to affect people, especially minority groups. So yeah, here you guys go.
I can't believe we're doing
I miss
this.
you too, girl.
Can you believe that we went to 6th grade?
No, we've known each other for 10 years now. Okay.
Whoa.
Wait.
That is sick.
I know. I
10
know.
years.
Can you guys like introduce yourselves?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi. Oh my god, wait. Is this like the Chapman radio station?
Yeah, this is Chapman
Okay.
Radio.
Hello, Chapman Radio. This is crazy. Okay, my name is Maya Sears. I'm a senior advertising major at Howard University in Washington, D.C.
Hello, Chapman University Radio. My name is Janami Brown, and I'm also a senior. I'm a psychology major at Hampton University, and I'm from LA. So.
Yeah, we're all from LA. Me and Maya went to middle and high school together.
Yeah.
And then we've like also low-key known each other for a
Yeah.
while, just like through other people.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
private school little sector.
You went to Wildwood, right? Bro, I saw a fucking op from Wildwood the other day.
Who?
I like went to the launch of this like denim brand. It was like one of my childhood friends invited me. And it's like, you know, when you go to something and you just like don't expect to see people, you know, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah.
I like I'd been like hella on Hinge like 2 summers ago or something, and I matched with this guy named Seth Lee.
That sounds really familiar.
He looks like
That sounds so.
I don't know him.
he
Seth
looks
Lee.
like very like he looks like a Tim Burton character. I'm pretty sure he went to Wildwood. Like I'm
Seth
pretty sure
Vanilla.
India is friends with him.
And that's another thing. Like you know India forever.
Yeah.
And
I-
that was my literal roll tide all throughout middle school, and I love her still today.
I no, but I like saw this guy.
Wait. I think
He like
feel like
I'm
I
pretty
know.
sure he went to Wildwood.
yes.
Yeah. Dude.
No, he didn't go to Wildwood, but he's like a little like actor model boy in the scene, right?
Actor model boy
Like,
in the scene.
Like skinny ass,
Yes.
like looking like I'm on the verge of death, like
No,
bulimia,
stop.
like little, like you're.
And like, yeah, no, he was friends with India for like a portion of time, and like, I'm pretty sure I would see him at parties or functions or things like Malibu Chili Cook-Off.
Yes,
and
the
that.
Malibu chili.
I feel like I may have seen his face before.
No, he but my friend's like dad came up to me because basically I got invited to this because my dad and this guy Folker, that's the dad's name, reconnected, and they were like, oh, my daughter started like a brand, you should come to the launch. And then he's like, do you know Seth? I was like, nah.
Like, no, I don't.
Because I'm pretty sure this is the last thing that happened. I was like dating this guy, and then he fucking cheated on me, and I was like, time to try to slide back in on the hose.
Right.
And I like, because like me and this guy just like DM'd and stuff.
Wait a minute. Is this the one?
Jaden?
No, the one you were dating with the article about you?
No,
Okay.
no, that's someone else. That's
Okay, yeah, no.
that's someone else. He models for PacSun now. I almost fell the fuck over. I walked into PacSun and saw
That's
a
crazy.
giant projection of my ex-boyfriend. I was like, I need to leave and never purchase an item here ever.
Wait, this is just from PacSun.
Stop. I'm like, Maya, no, take it off,
My
girl.
shirt's from PacSun.
No, but I was like, let me try slide back in. I'm pretty sure like I had like ghosted this dude Seth,
Yeah.
and then he like posted a video of him boxing, like his little skinny ass body boxing, and I was
Please.
like, love boxing, and he like left me on red, and I was like, I was like, fuck.
Oh.
They be butthurt.
And then I like, wait, can you move in this way
Yes.
slightly? And then.
Yeah, get comfy, G. Come
And
on.
then I was like, fuck. I was like, this man is like here right now and I'm sober. And I was like, please don't bring like over this man. He was like, oh, do you know him? I was like, no, don't introduce us. It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
How are you guys feeling with the election results?
Very, okay, not good.
Yeah.
Bad, actually.
Bad.
Actually, very bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Very bad.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
almost crushed and crumbled.
Like, just to think back to the night, like, I really was hopeful starting off the night. Even though it was slow on Kamala's end, I really was hoping, like, we hadn't gotten California yet. Like, it was still a couple states. States were swinging, but it was just a lot of emotions that night. Like, a lot of emotions. And the next morning. And it's just really scary to think about the future.
Yeah. I just don't. It's like if you put, like, it's like if they tried to find like the most misogynistic, like fucking racist, uneducated guy they
Person.
could, and they were like,
Let's make
they're
him
like,
president.
let's give him a spray tan and give him a platform.
No,
Like,
and that's all he had to do. Like, he has no actual qualifications
None.
to be running a country, let alone like to be a political figure, let alone the president, of
Yes.
any political
President, like-
figures. Like, you have,
He hasn't served in one thing.
like,
No Congress, no policy, not one thing.
he hasn't, throughout his entire campaign, he didn't mention any policies
Girl.
that he was
I-
actually going to do. But today, he, like, announced his plan to end all, like, gender reaffirming healthcare
Wow.
for students, and also to start, like, pushing for less gender equality in the classrooms, and like talk about how men and women are different and how like the differences make them, and like how they're not the same. And it basically just like leads back into like traditionalism. And then what was the last thing that he did today that I saw? I forgot. Maybe I'll think about it later, but I just think it's crazy that it's just bad.
It's really bad. I can't believe it.
he I just like also. What confused me so much is he all of a sudden like gained like this big following of like the working class
randomly,
hero.
yeah.
The people that were like, bruh, there was like this fucking video I saw on TikTok and it was like trans for Trump, and it was like all the comments were like trees for deforestation.
Like literally, because like literally today, like they ended all gender reaffirming care. Like he said that like children cannot mutilate their bodies anymore, and like if it's taught in school that you're able to feel like not like your gender, like the person who's telling you that's going to jail.
Yeah, there's like, there's been so much of an issue just like since he's been president, like in the States already with like book bans.
Yeah, like no,
education is
he's
so
trying to get
insane.
rid of the Department of Education.
Yeah, no.
That's part of his concept of the plan. Like the Department of Education
It's done.
How?
Isn't he taking away like FAFSA and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
he's trying to
so
take away
fast.
FAFSA.
Which just makes education so much harder to get, and
If you're not,
if you're not rich. Like,
Well, it's also people are just so stupid already. It's like I remember my friends from like the South. I used to like beef with my friend Cannon a lot because he's from like rural North Carolina, like city population, not city, sorry, like town population, like 400. And
he doesn't know anything.
no,
He knows
and
nothing.
I would like learn all this like stuff at Archer about like gender
and
and
just, like,
sexuality.
It
and, like,
opens your mind up in ways that people like don't even understand. Like,
No, I remember he like
so
couldn't
lost.
he couldn't even tell me the difference between like gender and sex when we were younger. And I was like, "Oh, that's literally because you guys don't learn it." I remember I literally was like, "What's sex and what's gender?" And he was like, "Gender is your gender and sex is who the fuck you want to fuck." I remember that's what and I was like, "Oh, like
the education is
you can't even
clearly-
blame people because they're just
like
so
stupid.
uneducated."
Like, you literally
yeah.
can't blame people because like they have no concept of like they believe whatever they just like think.
Yeah.
Like
No.
they
don't
don't
research,
No, they
they
don't
don't-
do research. They just like, and then like especially because she was a woman, let alone a black woman.
Yeah.
Like that was enough for them to be like, fuck no.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even care about like the fact that she was literally the most qualified presidential candidate that there's
Right.
ever been
Ever.
in the history of the United States.
Literally.
Or the fact that Donald Trump is a literal felon.
He's a
and
felon.
he's been impeached
He's
twice.
He's impeached.
I was
He's a-
talking to my mom about that because I was like, how do people just like not care about that? And you know what she told me? She goes, the people that don't care about it do not care about it because they think it was a setup from the Democrats and the liberals. Like they put like these people think that like fucking
No, they
Joe
create,
Biden
like-
went to I almost said Morongo, that's not his Mar-a-Lago. But what
Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago.
What is it called?
Mar-a-Lago.
Yes.
Mar-a-Lago. I'm like Mar-a-Lago.
No, and they were like, and Joe Biden like put that in there. And I'm like, bro, like what the fuck?
Like, are you like they will create a conspiracy behind everything? Like, I literally saw a TikTok video of this woman, and like you know, like the people, the obviously the liberals go to like the Trump rallies and interview people,
Right.
and like ask them obvious questions, and then they like can't answer,
Right.
And so they asked this lady like, what do you like think about basically like him being a rapist and like sexual assaulting these women, and I don't remember what like the actual lady's name is who like accused Donald Trump of like raping her, but like she was like, well, she's not even pretty enough. Like all his wives are beautiful models and they're gorgeous. Like she's not pretty enough for him to even be doing that. Like she's
That's
not pretty
insane.
enough. And so they were like, so a 6 out of a 10 like can't be sexually assaulted. And she was like, no, absolutely not.
Nothing.
So
Hello?
it's like their brains are made of mush.
Literally.
Like,
rocks
there's-
your brains.
No, like that is the type of person you can't even like look in the face and like sit here and spend your time arguing with because it's like they are like obviously I would want to though, but like like they're clearly so far removed from what is even like morally correct that you can't even like get into politics with them because like
Yeah. You can't get into it because they don't even
like they don't have empathy, they don't care about anything,
Yeah.
they don't care about anyone, like and then the crazier thing is like there's people like minorities who are supporting him that
Don't seem to realize.
don't seem to realize.
Dude, there was like such a large like
Latino,
Hispanic
yes.
population supporting him. I was like,
Guys,
bro, like what?
No, I literally was
He's
talking
not
to
here
Janami
for
about
y'all.
this.
He's so racist to
not.
Hispanic
Like,
people.
He's
Like
so like that was the first group he started attacking when he
Yeah.
became a candidate during his first presidential election.
Yeah.
Was like building the wall. That's all they were talking about is building the wall.
Now-
And
And
now
he Mexico to pay for it. Like,
Yeah, no.
all he does is attack Mexico. That's all he does.
like, are we serious? Like, literally, I was talking to Janami about these videos I seen today. One of them was a Hispanic man, and he had, like, very broken English, and he was just saying, like, no Kamala, just Trump.
he's like,
No Kamala, just Trump. And I'm like, you're saying this based off of, like, the traditionalism of, like, your culture, of the American culture, that women cannot lead. So it's like, you don't even care about the you have never even you just see that she's a black woman and you're like, oh, absolutely not.
America's really just not ready, like, at
not.
all.
They're
It's
not.
so sad.
It's so sad.
I thought we would be ready. We'd be ready.
I thought we would too. I was getting my like 8 years ago today. And it was because I remember when he won the first time against Hillary Clinton, like being at Archer, we were so like gassed about that. I remember,
like literally,
we were so gassed. And then I remember falling asleep with like my computer on my chest with the results loading, and I refreshed it at like 1 a.m. and it said he had won the Electoral College, and I fell asleep and I woke back up in the morning. I was like no, that
was not right. They literally had therapists come to our school.
That is real as fuck.
Like, they really had therapists. They had therapists come to our school, and they were like, the whole day I remember, like, no one had a class. Every class was like a think talk piece. Like, it was a Socratic art class. Like,
it was so bad.
That's kind of like how I feel like it's been at Hampton since we've been back. Like, most of my classes just been like let's shit on Trump and like
let's just talk.
Digest it.
Because it's just not fair to have to go back into the real world after you're experiencing this for a second time.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's also people don't realize like the effect it actually
is gonna have
has on, like, as a woman, I am so scared. I've been seeing, who is that? Nick Fuentes. Have you guys seen that clip of him? Where he's like, your body, my choice. He's like, there will never be a female president. Like
it's like sick.
Have you seen that?
No, he's like, your body, my
wait,
choice.
can you pull it up? It's like the most disgusting. He got doxxed. Thank God they leaked his fucking address. I hope that people do as they must with him. He's a white supremacist though, and I didn't fact check.
And he's actually a congressman too?
No. He's just like satire, but not really because he's serious, but he's not a congressman.
I'm so glad he got doxxed. Sorry, I'm just gonna say one thing on that too, because I paused the audio. But if you guys are a Democrat, or actually if you like really hate Democrats too, you probably know who this guy Dean Withers is. So this guy Nick Fuentes that said this, that was like, your body, my choice. He debated with Dean 3 months ago, and he stated that he would prefer Hitler to be president over any woman. Thank you for your opinion, Nick Fuentes. You seem like the world's biggest fucking asshole I've ever heard of. And this guy also had a private dinner with Donald Trump back in 2022. So I think that's just a little thing we should keep in mind, because it's so beyond not okay. But that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna keep letting the recording play. Fuck.
And like I seen that on Twitter, like Elon Musk's just been using Twitter as like a political campaign.
No, I had to block him today.
Like,
also, did you see when Trump won? Like all of Elon's stocks went up, and he like, it was something like he became like $50 billion richer.
Girl,
like
that's crazy.
Which is crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, I've also been seeing all this stuff that's like, if you think you're gonna like benefit from these like tax breaks, like you're not, unless you get over $400K a year. Like
most of America doesn't make anywhere near that. So
I'm confused.
And also the people like our age that are like, okay, cool, your parents are rich.
Right.
Your ass is about to be so fucking poor when you get out of college.
Yeah, they're gonna tax you so bad because you're not making $400,000 a year. And okay, it doesn't matter how much money your parents are giving you, you're never gonna be able to make as much because they're gonna keep taxing you because of all the money that the wealthy want. Like,
It's
crazy.
I mean, I'm not as like versed with like the economic stuff, but it's insane that people just like, it's like you do not see that the super rich are just gonna keep getting richer and the poor are gonna get even poorer.
Yeah. And then people literally think that he's like making things cheaper when like he increases the tariffs and we have to pay that. Like, it's not like the other countries pay for the tax on the goods. We pay for the tax on the goods. We pay for all the new things and the new little fees that he wants to apply. Like, my dad was just talking about like how he looks at his checks and he's just like, damn, like all these taxes, like I could be making like so much
almost
more,
twice as much.
but I can't because half my check is getting chomped off.
Yeah, that's like what my dad was saying, like too. He was like, oh, like I was like, oh, well, that's a good amount. He was like, no, I get half of that because of like taxes. I was like, oh,
okay.
Cool. No,
it's like, are we serious? And then like you want to keep blaming the Democrats. Okay, well now the House is controlled by Republicans and so is the Senate, and the president is who y'all wanted. So if anything goes wrong, well, when things go wrong in these next 4 years, like
y'all to blame.
Well, it's like what was the other thing? There was something. Oh yeah, like someone was like, oh, like if there's a bunch of tariffs on like imported goods, that's good because then it pushes us to just make stuff in the country. Yeah, that's great, and then America will become like a fucking island, and no other countries will give a shit about us. And like the UN, like will not care about us because we will just be like an island that's self-sufficient, and that's not good. That's like we
need allies, and we need that's like allyship is like the strength of your nation and like how good your connections are and like how well your economy like can benefit from other nations. And also we don't have nearly as many resources as we could if we like had better relationships with other countries. We can't grow half these herbs here.
The things we really need
there's imported, and there's more obviously serious things than the fucking herbs and shit, but like it literally like it goes into everything, like different electronics and things.
Oh yeah, isn't like all of like Apple products
exactly
made overseas?
They're all made in the Congo and China and things, which that is a whole other issue.
Yeah, that's
a whole other issue. But it's just like no one's ever, and then on top of that, they're trying to make the argument that like immigrants are taking the jobs and stuff like that. But it's like, when have you seen a Republican person try to do such like a cumbersome job these days?
No, like seriously.
Like, are we serious? Like you're not gonna fucking do the job that they're offering to do, or that they have been subjected to do, because no one takes them serious because y'all act the fucking way y'all act. So now you don't want the immigrants in the country. Speaking of, what was that thing he did today about the children?
He ended birthright citizenship for like immigrants.
Children of immigrants.
Yeah, children of immigrants.
Wait.
Yeah, wait.
That means I don't have birth. Wait. Both of my parents are immigrants, but I was born in the U.S. and neither of them are citizens. I'm like, fuck, I have no... I don't belong anywhere now.
I honestly don't know. I was telling Tommy though, like, I don't know if it's like once he puts it, or if it even is, if he even like is successful with this. Like, I think it's just gonna affect like the children who are born after that. Yeah. Like, I don't think it's gonna like, because it's like he would wipe out like
so much of the
gazillions of. But then
I think that is what he want. They like take my passport away. Yeah, like fucking ICE comes to my door.
That would literally be like insanity.
Yeah.
That would be.
Unconstitutional, but he wants like with it.
And his wife is an immigrant.
Exactly.
She's like a Russian mail order fucking bride.
She doesn't even, like, she's literally an immigrant. Like, and his son doesn't have birthright. His son needs to get deported then, because Barron is literally the child of an immigrant.
Yeah, I was asking my parents, because both of them have, like, refused to become citizens the entire time they've been here, because, like, my dad's from Switzerland, my mom's from Canada. Those are, like, good countries to be from, you know? And they were like, fuck this shit. Like, we are not becoming U.S. citizens. Like, it is too crazy over here. It's, like, all up and down. They're like, we are not doing that.
Wait. Momentary pause.
Okay.
Drake, we are filming podcast with Bella for Chapman radio station for our opinions on the election, and we're gonna come to your house after. And
But he
huh?
said,
I'm not gonna. You know this. You can't. I'm so glad that you're on the radio right now. But
By the way.
by the way, but because she wanted a different perspective, because like I literally was at I was at the rally. Like, are we serious, Drake?
That's so crazy that you were there.
But anyways, we'll text you when we're on the way. Okay. What is your message? Okay, wait. We can convene when we're done. I can potentially like. Do you care? Like I don't. It's like you're just. Goodbye. Okay. Either way, back to what we were talking about, the important stuff. Yeah, that's literally crazy. Like,
I mean, I really don't understand where, like, the working class was like, yes. Like,
yeah, and did y'all see the map of California that turned red?
do you remember that whole thing when they wanted to, like, divide California into 3 fucking states? Because it looks like this, it's, like, on the coast in NorCal, it's, like, blue. And then it, like...
in the middle, it's red.
And then,
It's
like,
the middle of
Newport's
fucking
red.
nowhere.
It's literally the middle of
No,
nowhere.
and you know Trump, too, because he hates fucking Gavin Newsom so much, and he hates all of us in California and thinks we're a bunch of, like, libtards.
Yeah, no,
he's like,
literally-
I'm gonna pull funding. I'm gonna, like, isolate California. And the areas that would, like...
California.
The areas that would suffer the most are, like, these butt-fuck, like, rednecks
Yeah.
that live out here that have, like,
Yeah.
in
That
these
need
rural
funding.
towns. He'd pull funding from them. And but they just, like,
They don't
blindly,
care.
like, follow his lead. I don't know. It's, okay, also, that's what I want to talk about. That whole thing with, like, Nick Fuentes. And that thing he said where he's like, your body, my choice, like, you'll never break through the glass ceiling, a woman will never be president. Like, since that has happened, have you guys seen what's going on at, like, universities, like, in Texas?
I saw that.
There were people holding up signs that said property, and it said, women, slaves, animals, land.
That's actually insane. I saw someone from Howard post that, and she was like, I'm scared to go back to Texas.
Yeah,
That's
don't
actually
go back.
no, because because he is like, not only is he like a horrible political option, but like he's allowing a class of people to normalize their racism and like be outward about it, and like just normalize all their phobias, and like just allow them to have like a platform to be ignorant, because he is making it so normal because he's the fucking president. So he's setting the precedent for the rest of the citizens. So they're obviously like, well, if my leader's saying this, and I've always thought this anyways, now I can go write it on a big ass sign and walk outside with it.
Right.
Yeah, there was like this TikTok of this guy I saw, and he was like, I need to just share this as someone who who voted for Trump in 2016. He's like, I like Trump so much because he allowed me to be like comfortable in my ignorance and my like xenophobia and racism and homophobia and like misogyny and all this stuff, because he made it so okay. Where it's like, oh, like, that's acceptable, but it's insane because the stuff he does is stuff that we wouldn't even like accept from a kindergartner.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if you were a kid and you groped another kid, you're like, your parents would get called.
You're not like, they literally turn a blind eye to it or make so many excuses for him. Like, I don't understand how you can make so many excuses for a man who's so obviously a bad person.
Yeah.
Like, he's done multiple things that are all isolated in separate incidents that could make him a bad. Also, he's been impeached twice. Like,
He's literally been impeached.
Why can you run if you've like literally
how can
broken
you
the
run
law?
if you've had felonies?
If you've had felonies, I'm pretty sure a felon can even vote.
Yeah, they
I'm like-
can't.
and
They
also,
can't.
did you see-
Well, the law just, I think, was like amended, but they recently they couldn't vote
they're
for, or they couldn't
taking
vote for
away
years.
all his convictions once he gets into office, because you can't convict a standing president.
Exactly. And I think he literally got a get out of jail free card, literally.
No,
Right.
he like yes. It's
And
like,
people are like, he only wants to be president, so he doesn't have to go to
Exactly.
jail.
And
And he doesn't
did
care
that.
about being
Exactly
president.
that.
He did exactly that.
Like-
he literally did. He's a mastermind.
like,
At the
somehow
end of the
he's
day.
a criminal mastermind. He's only a villain, super villain. Him and Elon Musk are super villains together.
Elon
Like,
Musk scares the shit out of me,
he's
like so
horrific.
much.
And when our internship over the summer at Crossroads, our bosses were telling us that his daughter went to Crossroads, but like she hates him.
Yeah.
And like she hates everything.
Oh, is that the trans kid? One of
Potentially.
Elon's kids is trans. I'm not sure
I
like
saw.
which way it went, but Elon literally like tweeted and was like, I no longer like associate, that's not my child. Like, it's disgusting. It's also like, why do you care so much about what people want to do with themselves? Like, how is that affecting you? The book bans are insane. Florida and Texas are the two worst
Like,
states.
those people are gonna be so stupid.
And it's all like books like we read in like high school.
Yeah.
No,
Like The Hate You Give is
To
banned.
Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird, yeah.
And that like barely even has any like the book is not even about black people. Like it is, but like the main characters aren't even black. They're white. And they're just like, but the fact that they're fighting for black people or even care about like the, you know, I like forgot what that. It's like someone gets like the black man gets like convicted. I forgot like the actual premise of the book. But the fact that they care about black people, I feel like it's just harming to.
And like they just think that race shouldn't be talked about at all. I'm like, why are you trying to erase literal history? Like they want to erase history.
No, they that's like their goal.
Crazy.
It's crazy, just like all the stuff that people are so like, oh, I think it's they don't want to teach the colonizer perspective of Thanksgiving anymore. They want to just be like, oh yeah, like they came to America and settled down, but like we'll not mention how they killed like millions of Native Americans and like raped them and like
and just like literally
they were the savages and the beasts.
Yeah, and it's never acknowledged. They want that just to be erased so people don't think it's an issue.
Right.
Like where kids aren't even gonna like know what slavery is.
Or they literally want to make it seem like it was. They want to make it seem like it was an economic thing and like something to benefit the country more than it was like a literal like. There's no word for slavery. Like it was just the most horrible thing,
horrific,
like you could ever think of. Like
I just don't understand how like I guess it's maybe hard because like we grew up in LA around like people that were so educated and like open-minded, where it's just crazy to me how I can not understand like with all the stuff going on where it's like what like how where it's like in the middle of the country. I like think about the populations and sometimes it's like, oh, are you guys just like all just a bunch of white rednecks? And it's like you don't have like sympathy because you've never seen anyone like besides fucking white people.
But it's like even then I don't understand like how do you not feel bad for people who are like going through things just because like they're different.
Yeah,
like how like that is just like a baseline thought. Like how do you think it's okay? Like how do you think it's okay for bad things to happen to people that didn't do bad things to deserve that? You
it's
know?
like I think like the easiest example to see that is with women because it's like no matter where you are, you know a fucking woman. Like you were birthed by a woman. Like you. Like, and it's like, how do you not care that this guy is like, yeah, just like grope them because you're famous and rich and like
gets away with it and nobody cares and like it's just being normalized and his supporters are saying that like he didn't do it because she wasn't pretty enough.
Yeah, and it's like, he was like, she wouldn't be the chosen one. And then literally he's like, what are the odds? Like, I do that. And then I read this interview, like, on my podcast last week, like, the whole, like, grab them by the pussy thing. Yeah. And he literally was like, yeah, I just start, like, kissing them. And then, because it's crazy, because, like, the back and forth of what he says versus what he forgets is, like, public information that's recorded. Like, you know all the stuff, too, where he's like, if I was ever to, like, run for president.
Run as a Democrat or Republican because of the stupidest party.
Yeah.
Like, clearly.
And he's thinking about his own daughter, like, if she wasn't my daughter, like...
Yeah, like, I'm like, bruh.
I saw a compilation of all the things he said about his daughter.
He's like, her legs. I'm like, whoa.
Like, he's like, did someone asked him, like, who's the most beautiful, like, woman? Like, what woman would you, like, die with? He was like, well, if she wasn't my daughter, it would be Ivanka.
Like, what the fuck?
What do you mean?
What
That's very sick.
Like, it's
he was like, he's got this thing going on. Like, it's just like, how can you look at your daughter? Your own wife? Question mark?
He's like, no, my daughter.
Like, my daughter.
My daughter, because she looks more like me. Like,
That shit is sick.
It's like, it's really disgusting. It's also just like scary because like you guys know about like Russia's government, right? And how it's
like a dictatorship.
Yeah, like I was in a genocide class my freshman year, and we learned all about Russia and how the media is completely like controlled, and like everything that goes out, Putin sees it, like approves it. People, like, there was someone interviewing people and they wouldn't even say anything because they were so scared because like Putin will like fucking like come at you if you say anything against him.
Yeah.
But like that's Trump's like bestie, like
literally he bestie boo, like.
And with all the like stuff in Ukraine too, they like, I saw this thing, you know Dean? Have you seen that guy, Dean?
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah. He was saying like now with all this going on, like Russia is going to fully expand into Ukraine, and they're going to continue to try to expand to other parts of Europe. And it's just, it's so scary because also like the climate clock, I saw the climate clock is at like 4 years.
It's 80 degrees in November
It is
in DC.
hot as
It's
fuck.
hot.
I was sweating at the Kamala rally. I'm like, it's literally it's literally November.
Are there people at your schools who are like Trump supporters?
Yeah, actually. There was one broadcasted. I'm gonna find the video to play it and air his business out.
It's like you're fighting against your own team, bro. Like
No,
with
you
so
literally
many
are,
of
like,
the,
and then he like went to the rally. Like the only reason, look at the video.
I don't care how deep my voice is. One thing I'm not doing as a trans woman is taking it.
The video's unavailable. Anyways, here's the thumbnail though. The building behind him, I live there. My freshman year.
him with his like AirPod Maxes and his
Around.
fucking shirt buttoned up all the way.
Yeah,
like fuck
he's
off.
like, I voted for Trump.
You look like you voted for Trump.
Like you look like it.
It's just, it makes me like so sad because it's like, how do you guys seriously not care that we're reversing in times? Like,
Right. Like,
we're making it like
that's what I wanna
acceptable.
do.
I saw it, like there's so much stuff that's been going on even since the like election where there was I think it was somewhere in like the middle of the country, a bunch of like these like white frat guys lured a gay guy back to their house and like beat the shit out of him because he was gay in like their basement. And it's like, I was thinking too, because to be completely honest, I didn't realize Chapman was like super Republican. In my mind, and like I guess this is just like ignorance because I grew up in LA and like I've always just been surrounded by like liberal people.
Yeah.
Like I remember like at Archer, I remember fucking Roxy Strook. Do you remember her?
Yeah.
She said
I don't
something.
remember what she looks like.
Maybe I shouldn't name drop her. Her like mom, like her mom like scouted me for IMG when I was like young, but she like she said something.
Show me a picture.
She's like
actually?
ginger.
Wait, I remember.
But she was like Trump, and everyone like freaked out. So I low-key thought that was just the way it was in California until I got to Orange County, and I was like shitting my fucking pants. I was like, what the fuck? Like it's like you can't even like I had like a septum ring and like colored stripes in my hair, and I look like the fucking like blue-haired liberal people talk about, like that won't shut the fuck up in their classroom. But it's like so Republican, like you can't even say anything, and people will like make jokes, and it's like not like I like literally posted this thing about like how awful it is as like being someone who's been so affected by like sexual assault and like violence, like seeing this guy who has 16 rape accusations go up and people be like, it's fine, and like I'll tell people that and they're like, yeah, but I'm like, there should be no fucking but. Like you should not be putting someone.
Bella?
Who?
Roxy?
No.
I see that. Like
I like someone. Oh, this, and it's like also like crazy because I have like a platform on social media, and I'm like, my goal has always been like, I was like, I want to get a platform, and when I do, I want to use it to fucking educate people. Because, and it's like, yeah, I like post all this like modeling stuff, but I also have a brain. Like my family has put so much fucking money into my education, like so much goddamn money. Like I am going to use my brain to teach people.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think people realize how much of my like DM requests I see and stuff. Like I go through all that shit. So like a couple weeks ago I saw this guy like hit me up. I was like, he definitely saw me on Hinge. Like he goes to LMU. We have like a couple mutual followers that are random. Bet they're from Hinge too, you know? And he like messaged me, and like I would just like, I'm like, ew, like no. And then I posted that, you know, that like tweet I saw so many people posted that was like, the only thing America hates more than a rapist is a woman. Like, and this guy literally swiped up who had been like hitting me up, and he was like, shut up, bitch, no one cares, like, suck it. I was like,
Oh.
I was like, what the
Oh
fuck?
my gosh.
I had this like guy like swipe up on something else and was like, hoes mad. I like click on his profile, it's this fucking fatty. I was like, shut the hell up. It's like this like incel fatty. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, yeah, hoes are bad. Like, the fuck?
Like,
And then all the things too, like it says like follow back. I'm like, if you are like so pressed about this, why are you
No, 'cause they be
following
mad,
me? Like, you be mad. Like, you're mad I won't follow your ass back. Like,
Minecraft.
Of course, I'm really gonna be like, y'all okay.
Yes, please.
it's like, it's just, it saddens me so much seeing all this stuff. And there's so, have you guys heard about like the 4B movement?
Yeah, I have.
And like all that stuff. First of all,
What is it? I heard about it.
Just like no men.
I think it was in like Korea.
don't
They
fuck with
wouldn't approve gay marriage, so everyone refused to do like heterosexual marriage.
what?
Wait, no, I saw that, but then I saw that it was like.
It's women not having, but I
Women
think
not
that's
having sex.
women. It's like sex strikes basically, because it's like if you're gonna take our reproductive rights away,
We're not
you think I'm
having
gonna have fucking sex with you?
Right.
And the guys are always like, they're like, can I like not use a condom? I'm like, no, you fucking can't, like,
Literally.
like no, like fuck you, bro, like.
Literally.
Where it's like, why would I fucking hook up with you when I can't? And also, like, abortion and stuff already, like, is something that's not, like, very affordable.
No, it's not.
It's like $1,000 to get an abortion in California. Like, it's
Really?
expensive, yeah. And it's just like with the 4B movement, like, people were saying this, women were saying this, and like there were a bunch of tweets on Twitter that was like, LMAO, women keep saying sex strike like they have a fucking choice. Like, and all the tweets
That's
are like, there's
insane.
gonna be like so much rape, like it's gonna be like a good thing. I'm like, are you?
Are you kidding me?
And then people are like, you're being over dramatic, like you're in California, it's not gonna affect you. But also, why am I supposed to be like a selfish, like ignorant,
Why
like
not? Yeah, like,
privileged
not
bitch
gonna
in
give
a
a fuck.
blue state and just be like, oh, I'm gonna be fine because I'm in California and I can afford to live in such like a wealthy state.
Like,
Right.
where people can live how they want to live because we have to pay so fucking much to live here.
Right.
Like,
It's ridiculous. I saw Gavin Newsom. He's like, I was gonna say he's
Wait a minute,
baby
guys. I
proofing
heard-
our state, but he's
I
Trump
literally-
proofing it.
I literally saw tweets about how he's like a horrible person.
Gavin Newsom.
Yeah. And how he's like
I don't really.
dyslexic and he can't like read a teleprompter, so he has to memorize all of his speeches, but at the same time he has photographic memory.
Yeah, I don't like. I've heard conflicting things about Gavin Newsom, but he is gonna help protect our state against Trump.
Yeah, so that's
I
fine.
don't. Local politics are something I'm not really.
I'm not into
It's not something
The
I've had
props,
to worry
though,
about.
The
really.
props in LA, first of all, we voted to put back slaves and indentured servants.
Yeah, I saw that, and also the way they worded it on the ballot was
It's
like
really confusing.
It was really like I was like I have no fucking idea what this is.
Like, they
it
don't
was
do-
just like,
that's
oh,
the
do you
point.
think people in prison should work? And I was like, what does that mean? I was like, how do you work if you're in prison?
Like,
Right.
Like-
As a prisoner.
It's called indentured servitude, and it's a
Yeah.
form of slavery.
And like also, what was the? Oh yeah, it was like, do you want gay marriage to be alright? I was like, wait, we're still voting on this? I was like,
wait,
this isn't something that's
This is the
like.
Supreme Court.
I didn't really realize people do not fuck with gay marriage. Like, they do not fuck with it.
They do not fuck with it, and I saw like
Why?
the
Like-
statistic that was posted. It only got passed by 61%.
What?
Dang,
to-
that's barely
to
half.
have gay marriage?
Yes, it passed by
61.
61%.
That's barely half.
That's like it. Like people are like, fuck you guys. Like no. It's also like, how does it affect you if
That's why I want to know.
like someone is
How does it
getting
affect you?
married
Like-
to someone of the same
It
gender?
just makes you mad from the comfort of your own home.
Yeah.
I
like-
can imagine, like, they have the same rights, quote unquote.
Like
They're
what? Like
Doesn't make sense.
I saw this thing on TikTok where it was like straight men should be like the biggest like fears of like not passing gay marriage, because if you guys don't pass gay marriage, like women are just gonna start marrying gay dudes for like money reasons, and then like you're not gonna have a fucking wife because everyone fucking hates your like
And they should be
homophobic
like
ass.
best friends, and they can like basically kind of still have a kid.
Yeah, like
And-
it's just like ridiculous. It's like, why do other people's lives bother you
So much.
so
when you can
much?
live your own and be fine with it. Like,
It's sad. It's sad how we're like where we're going.
yeah, it is sad.
It's I saw this like have you guys heard that like sound that's like, you don't want to go out here, it's like Trump everywhere, like all someone
Right.
at Chapman posted that and it got so many
Wait a
views.
minute.
I looked and like
saw
everyone
you
reposted
that. I
it.
was
Yeah.
so dead.
It's like scary though. Like even one of my teachers, he's like kind of a perv. I'm not gonna lie. I like reported him to like another. He's like nice, but he's very like traditional. Where I'm like, that's like not cool for you to ask like your students if they're single. Like it's creepy. Like, you know.
Why does that matter?
That's
And
very creepy.
How does
He's
that have
like,
to do with it?
he's like, I never talk about politics, but like the laws in California suck for businesses. And I'm like, bruh, like you be like, you might as well strap on that "Make America Great Again" hat. Like, I don't know. It's also just like I just don't understand how he's allowed to run for president again after like January 6th.
Girl.
He literally
Like
literally-
what?
fomented insurrection. Fomented insurrection, which is a clip from The Office. But
He like all like the photos from January 6th don't even. It looks like the purge. It looks like the
from
purge.
the banisters of Capitol Hill, Capitol Building.
And
I
they were like,
understand.
hang Mike Pence, like hang him. Like
I thought they liked him.
no, I'm pretty sure that's when they said like hang Mike Pence, and they brought a noose to the White House or like something.
Wait a minute, did Mike Pence like?
Mike Pence is against Trump.
Against Trump? Yeah, isn't he against?
He's
Trump?
against
That's what I'm
Trump
saying.
because he said, he was like, Donald Trump asked me to go against the Constitution, and as a politician, it is my right to uphold the Constitution.
You cannot like you. Literally...
And he's like, being affiliated with Donald Trump, I cannot do that.
Wasn't
Yeah.
that his vice president?
Yes.
Yeah, and now, you know, JD Vance is married, I'm pretty sure he's married to an Indian woman. I was like, what?
How did we get here?
I saw, like, a photo on Instagram today, and I, like, screamed. I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, I was like, how are you guys so... And did you guys see that Trump rally, too, where that comedian, like, came and he was, like, speaking and just saying awful things, like, the thing he said about, like, Puerto Rico.
That was terrible.
And then, like, I was like, bro, Puerto Rico's a fucking territory of the U.S. Like,
exactly.
they can fucking vote, I'm pretty sure. Like,
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
Like they don't even know what they're talking about.
And they made a joke about, like, fucking Travis Kelce, like, killing Taylor Swift. They were
it's
like,
not even funny.
they were like, he looks like the next O.J. Simpson. Like, that's not fucking
That's
funny.
not funny.
At all.
People don't.
Like, that is not fun. And then, like, the whole thing they were saying about, like, Taylor Swift, too, like, her being, like a childless cat lady. I was like, first of all, like, in all the things that are, like, women for Trump, it's like, that's great for you. Like, I'm so glad you want to have no rights and have
Right.
it so that your husband makes all the money and you pop
Right.
out his little children and they inherit his
Right.
company and you have no opinions and you just walk around your kitchen fucking barefoot all day being
Like-
pregnant. Like, good for you. Not all of us
Not
fucking
all
want
of us want
that.
to do that. Like
We
none
don't-
of us have like deep ambitions.
Yeah,
and
we-
goals. like not to say that I would love to walk around my kitchen barefoot with like no job and just be pregnant, but at the same time, like at the end of the day, like we've learned in our institutions and thankfully from our parents, like to fulfill ourselves first.
Yeah.
And
And always have to like work for yourself and
Yeah.
have your own
Yeah.
things going on no matter what.
And,
It's
like-
it's crazy.
Yeah. They don't like I have a friend from Louisiana and the people in her high school class are getting married right now. Like
Yeah, it's like ring by spring.
No,
Have you heard that?
literally,
Like you want to
yeah.
be engaged by
Yeah.
your
That's
junior
crazy.
year.
and like literally like she shows me like once a week a classmate that's like getting engaged or pregnant and they're all like Republican.
Are they what?
Yeah, they're white, like Republicans, and like they just kind of like thrive on traditionalism and don't really have the foresight to think for themselves because they're so wrapped up in like
the ideals of traditionalism and what's been like presented to them and what seems like glamorous, but there's a whole world outside of like marrying your blue collar boyfriend and settling down.
Yeah.
And like becoming a mom and then like just like losing yourself and all of that. Like you didn't even take time to like explore who you are as a person when you got the opportunities to like be a independent adult. Like,
Yeah.
You think you know who you are by the time you're 22, you don't.
Yeah, I saw this thing where it was like, surprise, there's actually more to life than shutting the fuck up and just going with what you've been told.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you should have goals to like break through and be like,
Yeah.
okay, like I want to do something with my life that means something to me, instead of just like following this repetitive pattern that never ends. And like, why is it fair that men are the only ones that are like supposed to work and do all this stuff? Like, what the fuck do you do when you're done being a mother then? What do you do when you're like 50 and your kids are in fucking college and your husband's
sitting
at work
at
all
home.
day and he's like banging his secretary because
Yeah,
you're not
you
like...
don't- and because you don't, you're like, yeah, literally, like you can't fucking, that's not the life that women should be subjected to, and they are, because that's what society says, but like, I don't know, that shit is crazy.
How are things in like Washington D.C.? They board up the White House on election day?
Yeah, they did, because
Dude, one of my friends who goes to like Auburn, like in Alabama, she's a Democrat, like we are, and she was like, one of her friends was like, yeah, they boarded up the Capitol because they're scared what the Democrats are gonna do. Like, bitch,
Are
dude.
you scared about the Democrats? Really? Is it the Democrats that we're scared
Is that what
about?
we're worried about?
Well, also
Like-
notice how no one is like, if like Kamala won, none of us would be like suck it, bitch, like fuck
Yeah,
you. But
like-
but all these like these fucking like Trumpers are like swiping up on my story about Raven being like suck it, bitch. Like, what do you
Like,
mean?
that
Like-
this is the type of people that you are okay with being your like your supporters. People who would do things like this, like the people who support Kamala. Like, I'm not gonna make a general blanket statement because like I don't know literally every person who
Right.
supports her, but like half the like a good majority of the people don't even have it in them to still be mean to someone who supports Trump in that way. Like, you can just like quietly fuck you because we won. We don't even have to say anything.
yeah,
like, if
we
there's
don't
no-
need to be like rapes
Yeah.
chill now. Like, fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
like,
like no, like there's no like need, but that just like shows the type of people that they are.
Mm-hmm. Like
just
all January 6th is. It did not get talked about enough. It did not get
No,
as what it was.
all the
No.
shit that
It
he.
did not-
Oh my gosh! If Obama did what the fuck Trump was doing, he would have been sniped dead.
yes.
Sniped, done for, done. Like Kamala and Obama, honestly, both had to like show up to America in the most like professional and clean and perfect way.
Yeah.
They literally are both to me AI generated, but like because they're so perfect.
Yeah.
Like my brother said that when Kamala came to the fire station, because he's a firefighter, she had like was glowing, like literally like an aura around her. Like she's like beautiful. Like they can't have a hair out of place. Even after she lost, like her speech, like I was more sad than she was.
Yeah.
Like
Dude,
she,
I was like, how is she not
how
crying?
she was
Right.
like laughing with us and
Right.
joking and like doing like subliminal messages and shit and just like I'm like, how the fuck did this happen? Also, did y'all see that Hillary was with her on election night in the building? Like,
Oh, I didn't see
like
that.
like sitting with her. There was a picture of her like and Hillary like sitting together, and that just like it hurt bad because it's just like two overly qualified women that both lost to the actual worst
The
candidate
worst
we've ever
person.
seen in history.
It's just like crazy too, because it's just, as a woman, everything you do, you need to work like 10 times fucking harder. You need to like prove that you're smart because it's not something that's given already. You can be like you can be pretty, but if you're too pretty, then you're trying too hard.
Yeah, or like if you're too pretty, you're automatically dumb.
Yeah. Like, people think I am such a dumb bitch. I'm like, dude,
What are you
like,
doing? And no offense, you're blonde too, so you know
no,
be like,
I'm like, dude, like, I'm
Right.
not like a blonde bimbo. Like, I'm like getting my fucking degree.
Yeah,
like, I went to like a top college preparatory for like 7 years.
Yeah.
Like, I'm smart, and it's always just, people are like, you're so pretty. I'm like, thanks. Like, can you listen to what I'm fucking saying?
Like, yeah, no, listen to me, because like we have words and thoughts and like deep things that we have like can talk about, and people just like the assumptions block their ability to like learn about us.
Yeah, and it's always just like, oh, like no, it's okay. Like you can just sit there and like.
But I don't want to sit there. Like Archer, and honestly, just LA in itself had us out there protesting for women's rights, for Black Lives Matter, for climate
walkouts
change,
at the school, like,
planned walkouts. Like they had us exercising our right to be a citizen with free speech and will and our free will, and like that is never gonna go away. Like,
Yeah, that's never.
It's like never gonna go away. I'm always gonna like I'm never gonna say audibly bye. Like you just can't anymore.
Well, I was telling my like roommate, I was like, yeah, literally when I didn't even realize how young we were when Trump won the first time.
Me either.
We
Now
We
that
were
you think back,
13.
Yeah.
I was at a women's march at 13,
Like,
holding
literally
up
at
a sign
like,
that was like, my body, my choice.
Like
Like,
not even
I just got my
understanding.
period.
Yeah.
I just got my period and I'm protesting for my fucking reproductive
Right.
rights.
Like we've been protesting since we were literally like
13,
14.
No,
14.
like, the Black Lives Matter movement,
Like,
we were
that
like
was-
15.
Yeah, like that was like insane.
Like,
Like,
our generation doesn't take shit.
Yeah,
Like,
we actually get into
stand
the-
the fuck up and we
Yeah.
stand for our rights and
Well,
we don't play.
and
yeah.
I think what's so hard with, like, Trump, too, is people are like, oh, well, he's kind of funny. And I'm like,
Okay,
that's
but, like,
great. Put
that's
him back on The
literally-
Apprentice, then.
Right,
Like,
give him a show. Actually, no, just do whatever. Not the president though.
yeah, and
President
it's...
doesn't need to be a comedian.
Well, it's like all these frat. I was like, yeah, no shit. All these fucking frat guys are like voting for him. They all have like rape charges or like accusations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all talk horribly about women. They
Like,
all say fucking racist
They
things.
all, like
Like,
it's so disheartening to like okay, the LA bubble is like one thing about how we're like sheltered from the rest of the world's
Yeah.
like wrongs, but the HBCU bubble is a whole other thing,
Right.
because you don't even realize how much like people don't like Black people, or people just don't like women, or people don't like Black women, or people don't like Black men, or people don't like anybody who doesn't look like them. Like that, like the bubble, like since we're only around people that look like us, and like we're only uplifted, and like we're only taught to empower ourselves and to further pursue professionalism in all categories of our lives, and just like excel in every way. Like you don't understand that other people are not also on the same team as you, and they're not rooting for you. So like seeing that like being normalized, or like seeing like just like the college frat boys, like something as simple as like their group chat probably being the most heinous thing you've ever read in your life.
yeah.
Like
Literally disgusting.
like
I had like a big issue with a fraternity, like, cause I like got like assaulted by one of the guys, and it was like a fraternity I was very like tight in, and I was like too scared to say anything, cause I've had things happen to me from like multiple people, and then people are like, they're like, well, it's happening a lot. I'm like, it's a common thing, and it's sad how common it is.
Okay.
And I was like,
okay.
I like tried reporting it to the frat, and I thought they'd actually like care, and it turns out like they just didn't at all. And like literally the president of the frat at the time, I had known him the entire time I was at the school. He had 2 lesbian moms, like, and he literally like did not protect me at all. I got him revoked from president though, because he asked for like literally a photo. He was like, oh, if that happened, like, and your crotch got, like, ripped up the way you said, like, do you have a photo you can show me? I was like, yeah, let me show you a pussy pic real quick, because that'll be enough
what you're
evidence.
asking me to do.
Like, and it's just, I was like, oh, it, like, when Trump won, it just, like, it clicked. I was like, of course. I was like, these fucking people that are being, like, praised in college, that, like, also, like, the whole thing with, like, are you guys in, like, sororities or anything? Like, I'm not either, but, like, this one girl, sorry, she's, like, she goes to Chapman, I don't give a fuck, I unfollowed her, she's, like, always been nice to me, but, like, bitch, do not be the fucking vice president of Delta Gamma at the school. I'm gonna say sorority for the when I clip the audio together, because I'll get in trouble otherwise. But do not be, like, I don't know if it's the VP or it's, like, one of the people on the board of, like, like a top sorority at school and then be like, I'm voting for Trump. You don't give a fuck about your sisters.
You don't give a fuck.
You don't give a fuck about your
don't-
sisters.
What is the
You-
point of you being the vice president of a sorority if you are going to vote for Trump?
No,
Where's
and
the
like the
womanhood?
president, I'm pretty sure is like a Trumpy too, and I'm like, girl, you
It's so like redundant. Y'all don't even understand.
you guys like
Like-
don't even understand, and it's also like all these like Chapman's a predominantly white institution, and it's just like I literally remember in like this frat that was like the top frat that I had an issue with, and I don't go there anymore. They had one gay dude and one black dude, and it was the same fucking person.
Wow.
There was one fucking person that was like, and it's like,
The
and
full minority is in one person.
it was
The
in
entire
one
minority
person,
population.
and it's like crazy because then they use that as a way to like justify like, oh, we're not
Yeah.
racist, oh, like we're not homophobic, and it's like that's cool. Like I remember learning about this a lot with the gay movement, like how people were like, oh, it's okay, like we're fine with like white rich gay men, where it's like that's great.
Yeah.
What about like poor transgender people?
Right,
Like what about that? Like you guys don't.
They're only so tolerant. Like,
Yeah.
they're only so tolerant.
Where it's like you're being tolerant at a very like low percentage. Like you're
Right.
only like there's only like a 5% difference between you guys. Like you don't understand what like the other like differences are.
Yeah.
I don't.
There's a 5% difference.
Yeah, like it's like the only thing is like one of you likes men and one of you likes women, and like but you're both still fucking rich and white. Like that's like that's the thing.
That it no.
And people like also don't understand just like how much this is gonna like normalize. They don't understand like racial discrimination, like gender discrimination, all that, even when you go into a fucking job. Like, and it's like stuff like obviously you can't, like, I guess you can like hide your sexuality if you really want.
Yeah.
But if you're like putting someone who's like super fucking racist in office, you think like it's not gonna affect people being able to get like jobs, like people of color, like trans people, like all
Yeah,
that.
like that's obviously gonna affect the like a lot more population than I think people are.
Yeah.
Like
Like it's, how is the rest of like outside of Washington DC, how is like the surrounding cities? Are they like
Chinabi. She lives in Virginia, so
Outside of DC?
in
like this, like cities, like
around? Because I'm sure DC's like
has
kind
rural,
of
like
kind
the
of-
rural places in DC.
yeah, like outside of there, and then same in Virginia.
I mean, like I don't really see a lot of Trump people. In DC.
Okay, that's
Like I'm sure there are,
that's good.
but I don't see many. I think like my school is smack dab in the middle of the city, and like it's integrated in the city, so like
Yeah.
you can like just easily walk on campus. I don't see a lot of Trump stuff, honestly,
Yeah.
but I feel like
I'm like,
I feel
do
like
you?
again,
No, we do see some Trump. I'm not gonna like. We see some Trump stickers. Like Hampton is pretty, but race wise, it's majority black. But like, it's just country, like, and pretty low income. Yeah, like, it's just country and pretty low income. Like, they don't. But luckily, like it's liberal though. Like I'm pretty sure Virginia was blue in the election.
Oh, that's
99%.
good.
So I'm not like overall the state was blue, but it's like it's like open carry. You can go to the grocery store and someone will have a gun on their hip. Like
Like, what do you need
and
that
what do we
for?
need this for?
And also, all the people that have guns are not the people that, like, need them.
Exactly.
Because no one's gonna, like, try to, like, violate you, this, like, you giant, like, old white man.
Right.
Like, you know, like...
in Kroger, like
How- did you guys see that Trump, like, elected RFK as, like, fucking, like, head of health for the United
Who's
States?
RFK?
the
The worm guy? Did you not? He ran as an independent, I think, right? In the election, or like as the Green Party. He did all this like batshit, like balls to the walls, crazy shit. He said, like he openly admitted to he killed a bear and left it in Central Park as a joke. He beheaded a whale and strapped it to the top of his car and, like, drove, like, 4 hours with it back to his home. Like, all this stuff. And then, like, he justified it by saying, I did all this stuff because I had a brain-eating worm in my head.
party.
He is the head of our health department. No.
So you're letting niggas. My bad. You're letting
Like, I am
that
so-
just really like y'all are letting people with brain eating worms run our health. Where's Fauci? Where's Fauci? I need him. The CDC.
Well, we need him. We need him the
I need
most.
Dr. Fauci. I need Dr. Fauci. What is
No one
Anything.
no one actually.
Like, does anyone care about us? But like, did you guys see the video of the like women from other countries like making the video like, I stand with you, America. I stand with you, women. Like standing. I'm like, oh shit. Gonna take a trip to Finland.
Right, I appreciate it. But
Like,
Well, it's also like America, I feel like, is just so examined by other parts of the world. There's always such a spotlight on it. We're also just like culturally, with like fashion and just like stuff like that, it's so often like like looked at, and like politics and current events and like Hollywood and like fame and all that. And it's like, we're just gonna get like clowned on. Like, with both my parents being immigrants, I was just in Switzerland for like a week. Like, my entire family was like, we do not even understand how this is a close race. Like, at all. They're like, we do not understand how it's a close race. It's like, if you put like a nighttime host to run for president versus like a doctor. Like, it's like, what?
like, are you fucking serious?
Are you guys? I was also thinking, like, after this election, it's like there's only so many places we can like move now, like
Literally.
places where it's like safe, like reproductively, and like stuff where it limits so many options now, and it's just it's scary. It's a scary.
Like, I always
thing.
wanted to live in California.
Yeah, same. Or like Europe. I'm like, peace out, America.
Yeah, I would mind.
See you
peacing
in
out
4.
with the
Like,
person I love. Bye. Or by myself.
literally.
It's like crazy, all of it. How long have we been recording? Okay, we're at an hour. Are you guys happy with with the info we got, or do you want to make any closing remarks?
Are you happy?
Anything you want to tell the Republicans at Chapman?
I could do a closing remark for sure.
I should do a closing remark.
I could, you know, leave them off with a think piece.
A think piece.
I would have to say that, you know, we women of color, women in general, we work so hard, and it was just so disappointing to see that yet again this man has been elected to be the next president of the United States, and it just seems like a big fuck you to women. It's really scary, but I hope that, you know, things continue to work out for us and we're not affected too negatively from everything.
Yeah, I hope we're not affected too negatively. But to the Republicans at Chapman, I hope that, you know, you can be independent enough to do your own research, and stay off Fox News.
Dude, my grandma sent me something. She's like, you should like apply for this job. It's like news anchor at Fox News. I was like, girl, do you know who you're talking
Like,
to right
they
now?
would literally fire you on day 0.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like,
They'd like
interview.
check my digital footprint. They're like, get out.
Get out. Like, why are you here?
Literally.
Yeah, stay off Fox News. I think you should consume some real unbiased research, and
Right.
also maybe practice having empathy for others, and just, you know, understand that just as much as you wouldn't want a black felon standing next to you in an elevator, why would you want someone with 34 felonies running the country that you live in, let alone a bajillion other horrible things? And if you think that hatred is normalized, and if any of y'all go to church, you might as well stop.
Oh,
Because
that's like that's what I want. You guys are Christian too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Christian. I go to church. I think you guys are a bunch of fucking assholes.
like
Love thy neighbor. Like,
first of
fuck
all,
you. No.
Jesus
I-
literally preaches that we should all love each other, and that he loves us all, and that we were made under one God, and that we are all made from one. So like, you like hating people for who they are, and you're literally like supposed to open your door for others, and like, just, you know what, read the 10 Commandments and then you'll see. But the fact that y'all want to, pretend that you really want to uphold you want to uphold the American ideals that suit you and allow you to be a hateful and wrong and mean ass person.
Yeah.
You don't want to uphold the ideals that, force you to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, you know what? Like, even if my family is like supporting all these ideals, and even if like I've been brainwashed and my brain has been sucked dry of all nutrients, I can go out into the world on my own and seek knowledge and make my own informed decisions. Like, I can form my own opinions and do the things that I want to do because I am an independent person in the United States of America. But until then, stay out of church, stay out of Fox News, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to say something mean, but I don't have it. It's not.
Also, I don't necessarily have an issue with Republicans. I have an issue with people that support Trump.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, because a lot of Republicans don't even support Trump because they think that he violates the Constitution, which is literally one of the main ideals of Republicanism, is to uphold the Constitution and remain traditional in that framework.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. I don't not hate Republicans. I just don't like people that support
Trump. Someone who's been endorsed by the KKK.
No, I saw that where it was like,
of your life.
Yeah, you have to know you fucking voted for someone that was endorsed by a white supremacist group. Yeah. Like that. Like, not only do they like preach all this stuff, like they literally go like and kill people for the color of their skin. Yeah. And like, you're okay with that. Yeah. You're okay with doing that. Oh, I just remembered something. There were actually 2 other black guys in the fraternity, and they dressed as the KKK for Halloween. I remember that.
See, and this is what happened.
It was like 2 years ago, because I didn't even realize, like, I was like, what are you? And he goes, I'm a wizard. Because, like, not even in my mind would I ever cross me that, first of all, someone would dress as the KKK, second of all, that 2 black dudes would dress as the KKK.
Like,
hell no.
What the fuck? No, this is why, like, when black students at predominantly white institutions try to, like, compare themselves to the education and the experience of going to a historically black college or university, like, you don't even understand. Like, there's a girl who, I hope she doesn't hear this, because, actually, you might need to hear this. Do you remember, Janami, do you remember Kaya Jeffries from Windward?
Yes.
Do you know
Wait,
who that is?
I think I know who that is too.
Like, I've watched her sell her soul as a black woman to like these like white girls and guys who like could give a fuck if she probably like literally like could give a fuck about her at the end of the day. I'm sure they're probably her friends and they're nice to her and shit, but at the end of the day, like she makes jokes about herself and like be like BLMing herself. Like, she just makes really, it's like I don't.
What is BLMing yourself?
Like, she'll like make jokes about black lives. Like, I don't know. Like, she'll just be like make like BLM like a trendy little phrase for her to use and be like BLM like
what?
Like she just like and just puts it on hats and stuff and like just try. She like will put BLM on a hat and she's like in a sorority and like that's what her hat says. Like your hat says BLM. Like I don't know. It just gives like she's just and not in a protest way. In a like she's I am the black token. Yeah, like I'm like the token black person here. Like I'm gonna take all the black jokes and be the one that jokes. And honestly, it's probably stemming from a place of insecurity because she's only been around like girls that don't look like her entire upbringing. And like luckily enough at Archer, like I had a lot of different race friends, but at the end of the day, like everyone loved me for who I was. Like I never had to like pretend to be something different. And I'm not saying that she did, but I'm just saying there is a group of black people, her and the KKK dresser-uppers included, that like will like let others use their blackness as a joke. And it's like, how are you gonna let someone make you a joke? And you were a slave in this country, like your ancestors. Like it's just okay.
Yeah, no, I like it's also. I mean, it's that same idea with the whole like where it's like, oh, you're okay with like white, like gay men, but it's where it's also like, oh, you're with that girl like Kaya Jeffries, where it's like she's like whitewashing herself, isn't she?
Yeah.
And it's like that's why you're like you want to be accepted so badly.
That
you're
you'll like put your own race down
Yeah.
to assimilate to what they probably talk about behind closed doors, behind your back, because you want to like be relatable so bad. And it's like, you should never sell yourself that low to make friends or to be liked by others. I understand it's hard to make friends as a black girl, especially like going to a PWI, going to LMU, or like wherever the fuck other schools there are, but like, you at the end of the day should never sacrifice your morals and values, especially for people who would not sacrifice theirs for you.
Yes.
Like at the end of the day,
where it's like, do you really think, like, at the end of the day, if someone like said like a racial slur to her, do you think those girls, those fucking little white rich sorority girls, would be like, that's not okay?
Because my friend Kaya is black.
Or would they laugh with the fucking person?
Or
like,
would they just not say anything and pretend it didn't happen because it's so normalized?
That's the thing too, when people just don't
do anything
say
at
shit,
all. Yeah,
because it's like easier to
not say anything because you feel less bad.
Well, like with me being like queer too, where it's like when people are like, it's like you just sitting idly by and not making any comment about all this stuff. Don't fucking say you fucking love me when you have not said a thing when my rights are about to be taken away. As like a man, do not fucking say that you love and care about me and go and vote for fucking Donald Trump, who wants to like take my uterus out of my body.
I found out my brother was a Trump supporter like this election.
Oh, I saw the thing you were like messaging his like wife. I was like, bye. I was cackling on my couch.
His wife is a stretch. The mother of his kids is more of a term that I would prefer to call her. But yeah, I found that out, and I just feel like, you know, I'm not gonna say much about him, but I will say I posted a graphic on my Instagram about the education rates of who voted for who, and that should be referenced in reference to this conversation.
I don't understand. I saw this other thing on TikTok, like this girl like around our age who went to vote, and it was like in a southern state, and this woman was like, oh, like, I don't even like know how to vote, like, can you tell me? And she's like, oh, well, you just select which candidate from what party you want. And she was like, I just want to vote for Trump. Do you know what party he is? Like,
how dumb can you be?
But it's like so many people are so uneducated, and it's just such like the whole idea of like a cult, and you don't even realize you're in a cult. Because and it's like where is like, why is religion playing such a large part in thing? Why isn't science? Why are we having like this brain-eating worm guy be like the head of health? Like, why is all this
why is all this happening? Like this can't, like, the Department of Education is getting shut down. Like, why is all this happening? Like, all these things and horrible things.
It's because the less people that are educated, the more people will, like, go with the Trump mentality. Yeah. Like, and it's just, like, it's crazy. It makes me sick. Yeah. It makes me so sick. But, yeah, people just are so unaware of things. It's also people just, like, don't care. Like, where it's just, like, if they're like, if it doesn't affect me, why does it matter? Like, and then people call me, like, a libtard. I'm like, yeah, I'm such a libtard. Like, I'm
sorry, I'm an empath.
I'm like, shoot me. I care about, like, minority
others.
Groups. Like
I am not just, like, giving a fuck about myself, like, and just sitting idly by because I can. Like, that is a privilege that people don't understand. I read a book called, what is that book called? White Fragility. And it was talking about how, like, because white people don't have to think about race in their daily lives. Like, they can, like, how they have the privilege of turning a blind eye and living more, like, without less burdens when they wake up, because, like, they don't ever think about race. They don't think about, like, when someone's treating them a certain way, they don't think, like, it's because I'm white. Like, no, they just, like, think, like, that person might be having a bad day. Like, their brain is wired so much more differently, and that in itself is a privilege. And the fact that, like you obviously use the privileges that you have in, like, a way to ensure that, like, you know, you're doing the right things.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, yeah. But not everyone is like that. Like, some people just, like, indulge in the privilege, and they're like, thank God. Like,
they're like, thank God. They're like, good day to be white.
Like, good day. No, it's literally, like, that is literally what it is. Like,
But and there's also, you know, the people that they're like, I don't see color. Like,
That's
How do you
a
not
Yes,
see
you
color?
do.
How do you not see color?
how do you not? They're like, I guess I just don't think that way. And it's like, that in itself is
It's
so
a problem.
fucking ignorant.
Yeah.
Because that is not how the world works.
Right.
There are so many people that like get like so discriminated against
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
the color of their skin.
Yeah, and also, literally, Archer used to teach us that color blindness is another form of like racism, kind of, because
It
like
is.
you're just teaching people to like not like you're teaching people to not talk about their differences and celebrate them,
Yeah.
and like you're not like individualism is lost, and like you're supposed to like. It's teaching you that you don't need to be tolerant of differences if you can just ignore them. And like I literally be telling people tolerance for adversity and uncertainty all day long.
Is
All day
that's
long.
our high
That's
school slogan, right?
from Knowles from our camping trips.
No, like literally. I mean, it's.
Like you have to have it.
I obviously can't like relate on the racial issue because I
Mm-hmm.
am just like so white. But I like I would work with like men a lot doing like promotions and stuff, and it was like me and a bunch of dudes, and like I first of all way more experience in the field than any of these guys, older, and it was with alcohol. I was like, this motherfucker you're talking to is 18 and you know he's 18, you're not talking to fucking me.
Yeah, because I'm a woman.
And I like literally told the guys, I was like, I think it's because I'm a woman. They're like, no, that's not why.
that's
I'm
not
like,
real.
I'm like, you
what other
don't,
reason is there?
you don't understand what it's like to like have to worry about that. You don't understand what it's like to like have to worry walking out of the house in a pair of shorts that someone's gonna try to stick their fucking hand up my pants. Like,
No, yeah, and it's like people object. Like the objectification of women is just a whole other thing.
Right.
It's just a painful, slippery slope, and we can only hope that the people we're around for the next 4 years don't perpetuate that.
yeah, okay. I think on that note we're done, right?
Oh, gee,
Is
yeah. That was
okay.
I had a great time today.
Do you guys want to like plug your Instagram handle or anything? Want to plug your
Oh,
nail
gee.
brand?
Here you go.
Mine is based out of LA during the breaks.
During the breaks. Yeah, again, I'm Maya Sears at Maya Sears, MAYASEARSS. My Instagram for my nail page is by Maya Sears. You can find it on my main page. I've been doing nails for 5 years. I love doing nails, and I started doing Bella's nails.
Yeah.
And Janami's nails.
She
back
got
in
me
the day.
hooked on the fake nails.
I did, and life will never be the same without them. So, yeah, get right, Janami.
Yeah. My Insta is GYENYAME Brown. Yeah, tap in if you want.
All right, bye guys. I'll see you next week.
Nice chatting.
Hopefully our country will still be together by then.
Hopefully.
Okay, so that was my interview with Janami and Maya. I love them so much. They're great women. They're really just great people, and I'm glad I got to talk to them about these things because, as I stated, I still have so much privilege as a white person, especially in this country, that there's certain issues I can educate myself on as much as possible, but I will never be able to give a firsthand perspective. So it made me happy that they agreed to do that. I'm like super past my time. I promise next week will be more of a fun episode. I know it's been a lot, all the stuff I've been talking about with politics, and I know I'm probably gonna get ripped a fucking new one by some people. And that's okay, because I really don't care. My entire life, politics has been really important to me, and obviously I know that there's a lot of stuff I hear that other people don't because of my political views, and I understand that there's a lot of stuff I also don't see because of my political views. But overall, politics is a big thing for me, and it's hard being a woman in this country right now, and it's scary. It's super scary just seeing all the stuff people are saying about like rape and stuff, especially with that's something that has been so impactful in my life. And within like this is my 4th year of college, and it's something that has really, really changed who I am as a person, and it's scary to see that is something that's like being just so accepted now. And so that's why I talk about politics so much. And I think it's important to have your voice heard. especially if you believe in something strongly. Also, on a side note, I posted a lot of stuff on my Instagram about the election. I had like 32,000 followers, I think, before election day. I lost like around 2,000 to 3,000 followers just from the stuff I post about Kamala Harris. And that's fine, because if you don't like my shit, get the fuck off my page. I don't care. As I said, I had guys just saying horrible things to me about assault and stuff, and it's like but then they a lot of them still do follow me. I'm like, fuck off. Like, you don't get to like look at my like ass pics and then be like, fuck your brain. Like, we only care about the way you look. So I be blocking people too. I be blocking people because I think that should be generalized more. Block people if you don't fucking like them. Fuck them. I had a really interesting weekend this weekend. It was also really traumatizing. I saw one of the guys that raped me at a party, and I couldn't leave because I was in downtown, and it was more dangerous for me to leave the group than to just try to stay in a huddle and stay away from him. But that's also why I said, that's why I care so much about stuff. It's just, this weekend also showed me, like, people don't give a fuck. This guy's been so creepy to so many people. I'm not the only girl. There's a lot of people, and they're all around my age, and he's way older. He's like 10 years older. And it's just scary seeing that this is something that's being normalized so much, because why is that acceptable? Why is it acceptable? Like, it should not be. End of story. It should not be accepted. I've been seeing all this stuff that was like, never fucking tell me again in your life that sexual assault allegations will affect a man's career, because look at who is our fucking, who's gonna be the next president of the US. Like, never say that that's something that like really affects someone. In fact, it affects someone way more speaking out and saying what happened to you. I wish I could fucking say who this guy is. He is a fashion designer. He is creepy, and he has pretty privilege, so he gets away with stuff. I have no words for him except, you are fucking disgusting, and I hope you burn in hell, because you deserve it. You fucking deserve it, you asshole. But I next week we're gonna talk about some more fun things, because I think I need to put my mind in a more positive space. But, for those who are willing to listen, I do like sharing why I think the way I think. And I definitely know that I'm an extreme liberal. I understand that. And I understand why people are moderate. I just don't understand why people are chill with having, like, someone who just is a fucking rapist in office. Like, and is racist and is against women. It's scary. It's really scary. And I understand people caring about money. I do. But it's just, maybe just growing up in LA and going to such a liberal school, and having immigrant parents. Also, I looked up that thing about birthright with kids of immigrants. It's only if you're like undocumented. So I'm chilling. My parents aren't citizens, but they are permanent residences, so I'm okay. But like, that was so fucking scary to hear too. I'm like, where do I belong then? Like, do I just not exist in that case? Yeah, but next week we'll talk about some more fun stuff, because I know this is really intense. But I mean, the election is a big thing in America, and it is super impactful for everyone. But for those of you listening, I appreciate it. I'm like, thanks, Mike and Luke. Like, I think you may be the only ones on the live stream. But yeah, thank you for listening. I appreciate it. If anyone ever wants to talk about this stuff, like, I'm here. But until next time, I will try to be on time next time. I think I will be. I'm not sure I'm going, or no, fuck, I am going home next weekend, but I won't be doing like an interview or anything. But for now, that's it. And I hope you guys all have a good night, and make sure to tune in next week to hear things that